Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today for some Yin Yoga. My name is Alex Parsons. This is Joshua. He's going to be assisting us with some postures and some Yin today. And we are part of Nicole Yoga, a group of over 45 holistic practitioners specializing in modalities from Reiki to yoga, nutrition, integral breath work, and so much more. We offer in-person and virtual sessions based around your needs. And if anyone wants any more information on how to begin classes, please reach out to us. This upcoming week, we got Ashley in Colorado with her gong from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock on Sunday. We have Meditation Mondays with Nicole from 1 to 2, Yoga Nidra. On Wednesday is Kids Yoga, Kids Nidra from 2:30 to 3 o'clock. And come back Friday for sound healing from 12:30 to 1:30. The 14th of November, Saturday, Vishuddha Vibe has a chakrology event in Medistream, Scottsdale, and we are going to be sharing sound healing in depth, going over the different chakras of the energy body with some sacred geometry projection and assistance from Reiki. And it's going to be pretty interesting. So if you want some more details on that, please reach out to us as well. So just kind of dropping in to your breath, we are going to begin class today in tabletop. So having our hands underneath our shoulders, our knees under our hips, we are just going to feel out tabletop and just do some light movement of the spine. Kind of little mini cat-cows where we are rolling the shoulders, tucking the tailbone down, and then extending the chest, neck, and the tailbone rises. Some gentle movements here, maybe going into some little hip circles. And we are going to sink down and back into child's pose. Forgot to mention some props. If you have blocks or bolsters handy, they can come into place here. Finding your breath. In Yin Yoga, we hold these postures for an extended duration of time, for roughly 3 to 5 minutes. We are focusing on the connective tissue, circulation and flexibility of the areas around the spine and the hips. Connective tissue wraps our bones, our muscles. And Yin is a complement to any Yang activity, whether you're in the gym, hiking, biking, your regular yoga practice. It's an opportunity to settle and slow down. And we observe and rest in these postures, continuing to breathe. Relaxation of the neck, the shoulders as we sink back into the hips. We find our edge in Yin. We then find the breath, and we allow gravity to take care of the rest. Your inhalations and exhalations. After your next exhalation, walking your hands back, perfect. Coming back into tabletop, switching into Sukhasana, the comfortable seated position. Slowly. We have our legs extended out in front of us, and we will just gently rock back and forth. Rebounding in yin posture is very important because we are just reassuring the integrity of the spine as we send breath to the connective tissue. And sometimes if it feels good, just pat out the legs or stomp them out. So feel free to experience and explore with that throughout your rebounds of this posture, this class. We have our legs extended out in front of us as we prepare for caterpillar. I enjoy using some blankets and having them wrapped up to go underneath my knees. But this way we can relax the lower muscles of the legs and the quads. And we will inhale, and as we exhale, slowly start to fold forward at our hips, letting gravity pull us down. It doesn't matter how far we go as long as we find that edge. We just kind of drop from here. Feel comfortable. You can close the eyes or keep a soft, gentle gaze, rounding into the upper spine, relaxing the neck, the muscles of the jaw, the face. Your hands can find your shins or be by your side, whatever is comfortable here. Finding the edge, finding the breath, surrendering to gravity. We are exploring ease, not effort. Anytime you feel like your edge is a little too far and you need to back out of a posture, please do so gently and mindfully. Alternatively, if you feel like it becomes a little too simple, as you inhale and exhale, you can see if you can find a new edge a little bit deeper. And over time or different days, you might notice differences in that edge. Continuing to breathe. Slowly unwinding, using your arms and core to lift back up after your next exhalation. We will rebound again. Awesome. Making your way to the back body. Resting on the floor. Press the left sole of the foot into the ground. The knee is bent, and we take our right ankle and let it meet our left thigh for figure four. This can be the start of this posture. If you look to get a little more flex into the hip, you can lift the left leg up, hugging it in towards your stomach. maintaining contact with your spine on the ground, breathing into the outside portion of the right hip, finding your edge, finding the breath, and letting gravity do the stretch. Maybe having the left foot active and flexed. Continuing to breathe. Releasing the left foot back to the earth. Slowly, the right leg unwinds and follows. Sole of the right foot on the ground, both knees bent. We will send our hips slowly from side to side, windshield wiper. Subtle spinal twist here. Slow and steady. When you are complete, we will switch to the other leg so the right foot stays planted, knee bent, and the left ankle meets right in the right thigh. Figure 4 on the other side. Finding the edge, finding the breath, and just allowing the stretch. Breath to the left outer hip. After your next exhalation, the feet return to the earth. Right foot first. Then unwinding the left knee. Left foot touches down. Decompressing the spine, we will do windshield wipers. Just extending your legs out in front of you here. Just taking a moment to feel the body resting on the mat, or the floor. Tune in with the back of the head, in between the middle of the shoulder blades, the bottom of the spine, backs of your knees, your heels. Placing one of your hands on your stomach here. Just feeling your hand rise and fall with the breath. The abdomen filling with and releasing air, prana. Using the strength of your arms, bending into the knees, lifting yourself back up to a seated position. Extending the feet out with a slight V, a little bit wider than hip width. Bringing the right foot in to meet the left thigh. You can have a blanket underneath the right knee or the hip area for a little more support. As we inhale, we will lift up and we square our body over the extended leg to the left. As we exhale, we can fold down. We find the edge. Hands can rest on the thigh or the shin. Grab the right foot with the right hand. It's half butterfly. Right leg muscles relaxed and open. Activation in the left foot. Feeling the stretch through the calf, the hip. Shoulders just drift from side to side, sloping down the back, away from the ears. Continuing to breathe. Finding the edge, finding the breath, releasing the gravity. And after your next exhalation, walking the hands back to the hips. Extending the right leg out for a rebound. When you're ready, preparing for the other side, the left foot comes into the right thigh. As we lift up and square over the right extended leg, exhale and drop. And we find our edge. Deepening the breath here. Fuller inhalations and more complete exhalations. It's not how far we're stretching, but how much we're letting gravity drop us into this posture. You can release the neck muscles. Maybe your gaze is towards the right thigh. You relax the neck and the forehead, the chin, the shoulders. Continuing to breathe. After your next exhalation, resetting again, slowly. Walking the hands back to the hips, using your core. Rebound. Slowly moving back into tabletop when you're ready. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We are going to step the left foot forward and up in the area between our hands. You might want to use a blanket for underneath the bottom of the right knee. We can slide our right leg back a little bit for a low lunge. You can be in this position with your hands on your kneecap to go into baby dragon, and for more of a yin stretch as we bend forward, our hands can start to melt towards the earth, finding our shins or maybe the inside of the big left toe. Not too much weight on the back knee, but we have a square 90-degree angle with the front leg where our ankle is under our knee. And we can sink that right hip back and really get a stretch into that front right hip. A block can be great under your hands here as well. Continuing to breathe, finding the edge, finding gravity. Inviting the left leg, the left knee to go back towards where the right knee is. We're going to switch our legs. Right foot comes forward. Ankle under the knee. And we can extend and sink back into the left thigh. So you can see how your balance is maybe with no hands. We're not putting too much weight into the front. Finding your edge, finding your breath. After your next exhalation, winding back up in tabletop. Doing some gentle hip circles here. Any organic movement, they can be big or make little figure eights, whatever you want to do here. Maybe stretching out the wrists. Hops are welcome. body saying hey. And we're going to sink our hips back into another child's pose. The knees are spread wide. The big toes touch. Maybe try this with a bolster underneath your stomach and see if there's any different sensations or feelings there. And sinking back into child's pose. Your chest or chin might be closer towards the bolster. That's perfect. Relaxing the upper body. Breath to the lower back. Relax here in child's pose. Continuing to deepen the breath. After a couple more breaths, in your rhythm and your pace, coming out of this child's pose, taking your time, honoring your body. Earlier we lied on our back, fully stretched. Now we're going to make our way to our stomach, fully stretched out. The neck can be towards the right or the left side. Inviting the temple of either side to touch the ground. Cactus arms, relaxed shoulders. This time starting from the feet, feeling the tops of the feet in the earth. The kneecaps. Pelvis. Stomach. Chest. And temple. Allowing the breath to move freely here, now. the other side of the head to touch the ground, slowly switching which direction your face is facing. Continuing the breath. Activating your hands and your arms, gently pressing in and up from the earth so you can bring your head in a neutral position. Now pressing through the feet, we are going to lift up into downward dog. Slowly here, hips rise. We stretch out the backs of our calves. Strong, active hands. Relaxing the shoulder blades, pressing up and out through the hips and the upper back. Strength and balance here in your downward dog today. The mixture of effort and ease, finding ease and breath in this posture. Taking a large step forward with the left foot. We prepare for pigeon. The foot plants, that ankle comes in under the right wrist. You can have a blanket for your left hip to get it more level with the ground. The right leg will slide back. First expression of pigeon is here with our chest lifted. Our hands can be in front of us or towards our side. And when you're ready to deepen and go into sleeping swan or pigeon, you can start to fold down and release your upper body to gravity. Breath flooding the left hip socket. Finding the edge, finding the breath, feeling gravity. Muscles of the jaw and face soften. Back of the neck like putty. Making your way up after your next exhalation. Walking your hand back towards your hips. Lifting up with your core. Sending the left leg back. Just noticing the difference between your left and your right side as we're in tabletop. Maybe preparing a blanket for the right hip as we begin to switch to the other side. The right leg comes forward, knee to the right wrist, the ankle, right ankle to the left side. The left knee. Be right here for swan. And if we're ready to deepen the edge, we can drop down to our elbows and walk the hands out as the chest folds closer to the ground. Trying to maintain squared off hips. Finding the edge. Deepening the breath. Releasing to gravity. Couple more minutes. Continuing to breathe. Shoulders melting away from the ears. After your next exhalation, using your arms and core to lift back up slowly and mindfully. The left leg that's behind us out in front of us. So we're sitting on our butts. Getting a nice rebound here. Movements. Out the legs. Great job, you guys. And we are going to take Dragonfly. It's a slight V to the legs, a little bit wider than hip width. Making sure the sits bones and tailbone are rooted to the earth. Can invite this to rest on top of our thighs or on the ground below us. I like having that there. As we lift up, we can exhale and fold forward. Not about how far we're going, but how much we can relax the muscles around the connective tissue. The legs will externally rotate and turn out towards the side, releasing the muscles of the thighs. Breathing into the hamstrings and the lower back. Chin releases. Neck releases. No tension. No need for tension. Finding the edge. Exploring the breath. Releasing to gravity. Just a couple more minutes. Extending and lengthening the inhalations. Exaggerating complete exhalations. Amazing work, everyone. When you feel complete here, we will unwind one last time, using our hands to walk back towards our hips. We lift up through the stomach and core. Out here. And surrender again to the back body. We take star person here, so the arms and shoulders can extend out a little bit to the side. Palms facing up. Same thing with the legs. You may want to blanket underneath the back of the head as we prepare for Shavasana. Just ensure that you are as comfortable as possible here. We made it through the physical practice today. Continue the practice of your awareness of breath as the sound from the bowls and the gong support the awareness of that connection. You can always ground into your breath. You can always find your breath. Awareness to the area of your body where the tailbone and the pubic bone meet. Muladhara chakra. For stability, we activate Muladhara with vibration of the gong. Awareness to the lower abdomen, several inches below the belly button. Sukhasana chakra. Expression center. Fluidity. Creativity. We activate Sukhasana with vibration of the gong. Awareness climbing to the upper abdomen, several inches above the belly button. Manipura chakra, our center for beauty and power, the relationship between the two of them, self-courage. We activate Manipura with vibration of the gong. Awareness ascending to the heart center, Anahata chakra. Thought of love, how we love ourselves, how we love others. We activate and express Anahata with vibration of the gong. Awareness rising to the pit of the throat, Vishuddha chakra, not only the center of speech and communication, but also how we hear and listen. May we mean what we say. We activate the Vishuddha with vibration of the gong. Awareness filling the space in between the eyebrows, third eye, Ajna chakra, connected clarity. We activate Ajna with vibration of the gong. Now inviting awareness to the various forms of the body, the whole body, bringing the whole physical body, emotional and energy bodies into awareness. The area above the top of the head, crown, Sukhasana, we honor and activate Sahasrara. We activate with silence. Bringing awareness back to the breath. Observing your natural breathing pattern as it is right now. Thank you for taking time out of your day for a little self-care, practice of yin, of slowing down. Bringing your hands to heart center. Putting one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. We close our practice with one sound of Om. The first breath is just inhaling and exhaling. Receiving breath for Om. Releasing your hands. You choose. Thank you again for showing up. Maintain this yin mindset if you can throughout the evening. Just notice how you feel. Carry it into your weekend if you choose. Thank you for joining us. Have an amazing rest of your day. May the spirit be victorious. Jai Bhagwan.
May the force be with you.